Alrighty, welcome to the blog for Thursday, the 20th of September. Daily chart first. So what's happened? We're pushing higher. We've come back. We're putting some pressure on this little bit of a support area, and you can see that the day. This is Thursday, the day we're looking at. We did break down and looked like there was some momentum on the downside. They certainly started that way, but the buyers quickly came back and took control of these markets. But the 15-minute charts, always love looking at these. It certainly paints a lot more descriptive picture. I suppose it gives you that longer term perspective, because what you can see here is a good nearly 2 weeks of data. Yet you can see exactly what's happening and break it down a little bit with more support, resistance, trend areas, channels. Obviously, there's a great channel here, trend line. So in regards to today, we spoke about this channel here. We're very much for 3.5 days sticking within this channel. All of a sudden, we see the market push down outside of this channel in the pre-market. So as we open up this market here, we've got outside of this channel, and what's happened is the open of this particular cash market compared to the close of this cash market. So here's the cash market here, now opening below and outside of that channel. There's quite a gap as far as from yesterday's close to today's or Thursday's open. So when you see market push outside of a channel or break a significant trading area, support, resistance, trend, channel, whatever you want to call it, but this is a significant break where we haven't been for. It's obviously a solid support that we've broken, and we've got a significant gap break. Normally, there's a lot of momentum there to really start driving down. So with that in mind, today is certainly an option to take the first directional trend on the downside. It's one that's going to definitely have an opportunity. However, back of my mind is always that obviously this is a very strong buyer's market, but this is clear evidence that it's possibly going to go down. So in the end, it looks like the buyers have come back and have bounced, significantly off the trend line. This to almost to the tick. Like this trend line was in from back here. It sort of hit this point, and then bounced off it here. So that was sort of 3 hits. It confirms the trend line. We nearly hit it there, and then a couple of times down here we bounced off it, like straight off it. So a clear, obvious trend line that the market's reacting to there. But yeah, it's a buyer's market, but still there was certainly a sell opportunity there. And as the day goes on too, like it's not just that morning session there. Like it's really interesting to watch. If I sort of blow it up a bit, and I've always got this chart to off side taking up half of one of my screens, so I can permanently see every time I'm about to take a trade or looking at particular areas. I can see exactly where we lie as far as the the medium term or longer term is concerned. So now I've blown up, and you can more see just the last 3 days. Here's this channel. We got underneath it. We did push down for a while. We've got back up, but sort of halfway through the day, we're getting back up in the channel. See how we then use the channel again straight away. As soon as we broke underneath it, they couldn't hold that, sustain that. The buyers come back. They've used the channel as support, and we start pushing up. So you're seeing that sort of information there. It really says green lights for as far as the buyers coming back in. It's it's very handy to have this sort of information at your fingertips, or knowing a little bit of a longer term, and you can see I'll have a lot more clarity as far as direction is concerned. So certainly interested in selling right at the start of the day. As soon as that failed, we come back up in the channel, especially here, and it wasn't just here. You can see a couple of times straight away just bouncing straight off the bottom of this channel, straight away flicking straight back to a buyer's perception, and that buyers are strong. So here it is here, hit the pre-market bottom, so to speak. We've come back, bounced straight off it, leave a nice little pivotal point there. So when the market comes back at it, if all the other markets are breaking down through here, which they were, and the fact, from longer term charts and a few other indicators that you put together, that today is definitely an option. Traders better wrap up on Thursday. Sorry, so definitely an opportunity for it to push lower. So when it starts all breaking this pivotal point, got the stop sell order, or so a power fade entry, sort of, so to speak, and it pushes straight through. Went 10 ticks, this particular one had the exit at 10 ticks. It's one that this particular setup, when it's going like this, it's one to really go for more. If say they had a bit more of a balanced market, or say a seller's market, definitely one to go for more. Because it was a buyer's market too, just really wanted to and get out and get the 2.5 points that I normally go for. Lack of trades too over the last few weeks. I just want to lock in some profit. Unfortunately, it went 10 ticks exactly, and then come back to break even. But then, see these markets pushing up, and here's this bottom of that channel. So, I mean, that key area has been lying at 48. I have shifted up a point, and like I say, you shift these key levels based on where the market's reacting. I mean, 48's been a key level for a little while now, but just of recent times, 49 is a lot more significant. So move it to there, and you can see, almost to the tick, and it's moved to there before today started. A couple of times, almost to the tick, it's bounced straight off it, and that's that. Especially seeing it here, this is just real signal up. Buyers are back in control. I mean, as it's breaking up through here, this is saying buyers in control. This confirms that this bounce here, definitely there. So 5-minute fade come up there. I mean, as far as the 5-minute fade goes, I think not too bad a one. The only thing is it's making newer highs. 5-minute fades, I ideally love them when we're coming back, and sort of it's a second trend or third trend of the day. So not my particular setup there, but overall, as far as this particular fade is concerned, pretty good one when you're keeping in mind those longer term charts. Bouncing straight off that key level. We then popped up higher, we've come back. So what I'm looking for here is, as this sort of signal here goes, it's right in the balances where it's a 5-minute buy or 5-minute fade. Same thing, seeing all this support, the market's just trying to push higher. Definitely look at this as more of a buying opportunity. So I couldn't actually take the trade because the moving average is technically pointing down, so I've got some very strict rules as far as that's concerned. But what I look for around here, let's say the moving average was pointing up, and I did believe price action was on the upside just through this period here, but couldn't take the trade. But what I was looking for, bring up the 1-minute chart, here's this same area here, market come down, you get some thrust off that support, come back, basically use that support as the entry then to push on and go higher. So would have looked to enter around here, and that's the ideal way to use this particular key level in the marketplace, and that's my version of the 5-minute buy. So rather than using it as indicator based, you can see indicator based, it came same area but just a little bit higher, but rather than using an indicator based where the entry is a little bit more random, using it based on specific key spots in the market, and that, just another way of approaching it. It's not a better way, it's not a worse way, it's just another way, or a way that suits my objectives and my personality of trading. So I wanted to point that out. I didn't take the trade just because of a few things going on. Other markets were having a little bit of a push down this area, nothing significant. Moving average slightly pointing down too, so I couldn't take the trade, but certainly from a discretional point of view, believe that this was, price action was going up, and did like the buy around here. The other thing to be wary of too is that it's coming down and looking to break this pivot. So obviously it just got through this pivot, but there's a couple of things about the reversal trade here that doesn't match up, and that's the fact that previously it's made a higher high here. So what that does, that straight away takes away the momentum or the pressure that the sell side's trying to build, because when it breaks high like this, all of a sudden that incorporates a lot more buyers. And two is when it's coming down and looking to break this pivot here, had no other markets supporting it or trying to push through all the other markets. So some of them were hanging around there, but none of them were significantly breaking this area. So then this market started popping up. What I was interested in, if it did want to show signs of heading to the downside, sort of say it hold around here without making higher highs, and all of a sudden all the markets start breaking this particular pivot and just showing signs that they're going to go and get some momentum back to these lows. But obviously not really the case. The buyers just took control basically from back here when we sort of break it up here. It's just a buyer's market all over, even though we had some selling opportunities right at the start of the day, and from there it's just managed to go higher and higher, just grind its way higher. So just the one initial sell-off at the beginning of the day as far as trades, but these markets are moving a little bit, getting a little bit more price action than we did previously, which is good to see. And what we really want to see is the market really start to retrace and put some pressure on some support areas on the daily charts, and see if we can get some sellers in this market, and that will certainly increase price action and give us some more directional moves.